It's a hard one to kind of pinpoint because I think there's levels to what drives different people to seek growth, whatever growth means to you. I think for me, there's probably a genuine desire to be better and to like, however that kind of, it's a kind of broad thing to say, but just to kind of continue to improve as a human being. And I feel like that kind of stems from a few different places. It probably stems from my own just like issues around anxiety and the way that I perceive myself to be, and kind of feeling like, having felt like for a lot of my like younger years and even adult like early 20s and stuff like that, and even fucking recently, like I don't have everything figured out, and I do consistently fucking just feel like I fuck things up. And it's like when you have that like self-awareness, which can be a blessing and a curse, that self-awareness to kind of understand that you are by nature as a human being flawed, I think that sparks a desire to seek situations that can allow you to grow. I mean, we're never going to be perfect, but we can definitely always be better. And I think that maybe like negative self-assessment or negative kind of bias self-assessment that I tend to kind of gravitate towards definitely inspires that. And that's what I mean by saying it may not necessarily be all the time like a positive thing. But then the flip side of that as well is just I think I'm trying not to go on too many tangents here. I feel like we as human beings, I think you get to a point in your life where just pursuing experiences that you enjoy no longer becomes fulfilling. I'm very lucky. I've done some cool shit in my life. Like I've got to experience some incredible stuff, and I've had some really good times. And at a certain point, I feel like I felt this profoundly last year when I was traveling, because I came over to the games. I couldn't get back to Oz, so I just traveled. And even this year, like I agreed to go to Iceland because what I thought I was going to do was basically like a paid European holiday with a little bit of fitness sprinkled in as well. And I told Annie, asked us at the end of the season, she's like, was this year what you expected? And I was like, yes. I was like, fuck no. I thought I was going to Spain one weekend, Greek islands the next weekend. But even though it was so profoundly different to what I was expecting, I got such satisfaction out of being there and out of the process of like being bored out of my mind, having massive FOMO as everyone that I knew was doing cool shit. And I was just fucking waking up, training, being so exhausted when I'd finished training, I didn't want to do anything else, was alone, was kind of doing my own thing for the most part. And I felt such satisfaction as that. And then, you know, I'm always, when I feel like a shift like that, because of that self-awareness, I notice this weird shift in how I feel. I tend to want to try and explore that. And off the back of that, I became really interested in just like how we derive meaning and like the power of meaning as a motivational force for human beings. And so, yeah, I think growth is such a profound way that we can create meaning in our lives, because ultimately we grow, whether by choice or just by accident as we age. So to actively seek growth and to be able to give, you know, have that, like give meaning to that and derive a sense of meaning from that. I think it's such a fulfilling thing to do that, yeah, it's almost pushed me more towards that direction. And it's certainly given me, but now the ways that I see growth as well are so different. You don't need to necessarily move to Iceland, I don't think, to grow as a human being. You don't need to go on some sort of fucking mystical journey, go eat, pray, love your way around the world or something like that. I think you can pursue meaning in the mundane. And I think that's probably even more fulfilling if you can find meaning in just the normal situations. And I think that's kind of the next thing that I want to do. Obviously, yes, we'll go back to Iceland, and I will pursue trying to compete again this year. So that will definitely have its own stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the process of growth itself and the satisfaction that it brings now that is such a driving force for me to seek it. And feeling as well, like, yeah, I don't know. I love doing cool shit. Like I will always enjoy doing fun shit and doing different stuff and pursuing that. But yeah, I don't know. I think wanting to feel more grounded and find meaning in the normal kind of day to day is something that I really want to work on. And so as part of that, I think there's more growth that needs to happen. And so seek out ways to pursue that growth.